Can Khalil Mack get his revenge? It's the coach. This is the start of Week 5 of the NFL on EA Sports. Coming up, it's our first transatlantic game of the year, as it'll be the Oakland Raiders as a home team taking on their former All-Pro Khalil Mack and the Chicago Bears. I'll see you again at halftime. But first, let's get you across the pond to good old London, England. Standing by, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, thank you. We are about 4,300 miles away from you there in Orlando as we come to you from the European home of the NFL, London, England. Coming up, another edition of the NFL International Series, and it should be a good one between the Chicago Bears and our home team. Hi again, everyone. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at the Raiders here entering play. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Bears, they're hitting their stride of late. Winners of 3 of their last 4.
And last week's win was indicative of how good this team can be. It was a complete performance.
Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports.
Let's go, baby.
Derek Carr is set and ready to roll as he leads the Raiders out onto the field. Carr in his 6th season, 28 years of age, former second-round pick back in 2014, and a lot of people feel this is a critical season for Derek Carr as a Raider. Remember, there were whispers that the Raiders might be in the market for a QB in the draft, even contemplated maybe making a run at Kyler Murray, but in the end, they stood pat with Derek Carr, hoping that he's the long-term answer. They hand off to their big tight end. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. 14 yards is the pickup there at a Raider first.
First play of the drive, excellent run, just sets up wash, rinse, repeat. Another first down.
On first down, Carr. Looking sideline, incomplete. Yeah, the offensive starters here for the Raiders.
And there's offensive tackle Trent Brown, signed away from New England in the offseason on a 4-year, $66 million deal to protect his new quarterback in Oakland, Derek Carr. No stranger to the Bay Area. First 3 years in the league were with San Francisco as a 49er.
Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46. Below Nichols, able to collapse the pocket, get to him, and drop him for a loss of a yard. Carr and the Raiders following the sack, looking up at a 3rd and long. Shotgun now for Carr. Drops this off to Richard. And they stop him up short of the first down as they get him at about the 43. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves them just short for 4th down.
A short game that doesn't get them the first down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. And this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. So here come the Bears under second-year coach Matt Nagy. Commanding the offense will be the 6', 225-pound quarterback, former Missouri Tiger Chase Daniel.
Ready? 30 base.
They'll run with a 3rd-year man. This is Tariq Cohen. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21. And now a look at the offense for Chicago.
Running back Tariq Cohen brings us all to our feet when he's on the field because you never know how they're going to utilize it. In 2018, was able to run, throw, and catch a touchdown pass. And in addition, was a 2018 Pro Bowl return specialist for the NFC. The human joystick makes everything better when he's on the field.
The throw over the middle taken in, and he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. A gain of 13. It's a first down. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. First down, a run with Cohen. Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. That's now 4 tackles for loss if you add the 3 he had last week to the 1 here in the first quarter.
And some of it comes from vision. And when you're playing defensive end, especially with those teams that want to take their D-ends and move them out a little bit wider so they can see into the offensive backfield, they can see things develop, able to make plays, then they use their athletic ability to take over and spill them.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. 12 yards there and a first down. So after 2 first downs, they get another here. 1st and 10 at the 45. And pretty nice work defensively there on the first down run as they hold him to a gain of a couple. Vontaze Burfict the one to get him down. A look at the defensive starters now for the Raiders. They were excellent a week ago in that victory over the Colts.
This defense has a lot to be proud of coming off of the game they played last week. When you only give up 14 points in a game, not only do you give your team a chance to win, you fully expect to win because you figure your offense is going to score more than that.
On 2nd down now, it's Cohen. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 11 yards there, first down. That's his longest run of the first quarter. And, Charles, we talked before the game about them needing to establish the run game. They'll be looking for more of that.
And they got to the perimeter. So that tells me that that's part of the game plan of what they want to get done today. So they'll have some complimentary runs where he'll run it to the inside. But it appears that when they want the big yardage, they think they can get to the outside and make it happen.
The rushing numbers last week for Cohen. 18 carries, 75 yards.
He's been a huge part of their winning streak because he establishes not just an identity and a tone, but the team relies on it.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Nevin Lawson with a pick. And a terrific return as he'll take it up past the 35.
Oh, man, Brandon, not a real good throw that time. It looked like he tried to put a little too much air under this one, and it turned into a floater. And defensively, this is a dream. He could have fair caught that one. That was way too easy.
They run on first down as they get about 3. 2nd and 7 forthcoming. Give them 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. A look at the starters now defensively for the Bears. They were very good a week ago in the win over Minnesota.
And while you can't actually see confidence rising in a unit, you can tell by this team, all right? Anytime you can tell your offense, hey, just get us a couple touchdowns. We've got this thing locked down. That's when you know you're playing well and you're carrying your team along.
From the 38, Carr. The pass complete to Ryan Graham. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That one covers 29 yards. First down. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now the first-round pick from Alabama, Josh Jacobs. And not much running room. Down to the 32. Khalil Mack, of course, the former Raider, there to make the tackle. On 2nd down, Jacobs. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. In on the stop, the former Georgia Bulldog, Roquan Smith. Throwing his car on 3rd down. That's complete to Richard, the running back. And they will rally and stop him short of the first down. They get him to the ground at the 26.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Last season for Carlson, bit of a strange rookie year. Won the Vikings job, then was let go week 2 after going 0 for 3, but he picked things back up.
Remember, he was drafted to cure their kicking woes, and he ends up going 0 for 3 against Green Bay, including the potential game winner. Gets cut, picked up by the Raiders, 16 for 17 the rest of the season. I'd say at the end of the year, a pretty good success story.
Now Chase Daniel in the offense heading back onto the field. And he comes out on the heels of an interception he threw last time they had the ball.
Yeah, and you know, the quarterbacks that I know that are the best ones, the ones that really know how to lead their team, they tell them, that's on me. That's my bad. But let's go back out there and move ahead again, guys. We can get this done.
One good thing for him, it did only lead to 3 points and not a touchdown after that turnover.
Big thanks to the defense.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Daniel gets this to his running back, Tariq Cohen. That one a first down pickup of 8.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Back to throw, Daniel. Got a man, it's Patterson complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. First down for the Bears, a gain of 15. So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 44-yard line. And he's able to get this one down to about the 40. He was brought down by Eric Harris. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. The Bears with the football. We get set to begin quarter number 2 as they are looking at a 2nd down and 6 coming up. 16 yards, a first down. They held him in check in the first half, but that's his longest carry of the game right there.
So would this be the definition of fresh legs since he didn't get much done in the first half? Now he has a great opportunity. He's taking full advantage of it.
Steps away to his left. He's got the first down inside the 10. Touchdown, Bears! And maybe the defense got so caught up in him throwing the football, they forgot he can take off too.
And you often hear about the quarterback being the unaccounted for guy as a runner. Well, even on a passing play, he's unaccounted for as a runner, and he turned it into a nice gain.
A very nice run, and it turns into 6 points. Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. So the drive there took 6 plays. And the last play, a really nice run that culminated in the touchdown. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Now the Oakland offense heading back onto the field to take over. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. And at least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that. They weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Now the pass to Grant, and he's got it. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
Carr gives to Richard. Roquan Smith, fresh off a solid rookie campaign, in on the tackle for Chicago. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. They go back to the ground, this time Jacobs. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. Calling a loss of 2 on the play. And it'll be 3rd down. On 3rd down, Carr. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 42. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Richard. And he's taken down inside the 30. That one good for 13 and a Raider first down.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
Throwing on first down is Carr. And Blake, the tight end's got him. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. The Raiders into the red zone for the first time. They've got a 1st and 10 from the 10. Now Carr. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
Well, that was point counterpoint, wasn't it? They decided to throw for it on 1st and goal. Instead, the defense counters with pressure, and the defense wins, getting a big sack.
Yeah, they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Here's Carr, caught by Nelson. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. On 3rd and long, it's Carr. And that's going to be caught for a Raider touchdown. Cameron Braid, his first touchdown on the year. And once again, the Raiders are back out in front. No surprise there, 3rd and goal down here. That's where they're going to look for their tight end.
Yeah, you want that big guy running his routes because it doesn't matter who they cover him with. If it's another big guy, he might use his bulk against him. If it's a shorter defender, he might go over the top. Either way, you tend to find a little bit of a mismatch in that area.
Tariq Cohen and the rest of the offense heading back out there. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the 2nd quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call it in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here. On 2nd and 9, Daniel. And he completes it to Cohen. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 41-yard line. A first down throw for Daniel. And he'll complete this one to Patterson. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. A good pickup, 17 yards and a Bear first down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
A Chicago first down there on a gain of 11. From the red zone now, Daniel. The screen pass here to Cohen. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. They hold him to only 2 there on the screen. It's 2nd down. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down. Daniel now. The quick slant caught. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Taylor Gabriel His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bears have once again taken the lead. Pinheiro now to add the extra point. And that makes it 14-10. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it culminates in a touchdown for Chicago. This one taken just inside the 10. Then he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Did they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
He completes it to Nelson. 12 yards there and a first down. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Carr now on first down. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Carr. He'll find his running back here, Richard. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. Here's A.J. Cole now as he's on to punt for Oakland. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And that had far too much air under it. It's out of the back of the end zone, and the football will come out to the 20-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. You're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range. Yeah, you've got the lead. It's definitely a thought. Let's go ahead and try and increase it. But at the same time, I don't like the odds. I don't like where they are in the field. Got the lead. They've done well in the first half. Don't mess it up and go into halftime looking at each other wondering what if. Line of scrimmage, the 28 now as they come up on 2nd and a couple. He's going to loft one deep left side here. A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Picked by Darryl Worley. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball. And I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
They run it with Jacobs. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. The final shot here before half for Carr. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Buster Screen. And they will score a pick-6 for the Bears touchdown.
Well, partner, I do know this. If you're a defensive back, you have more chances to make a team now than ever because people are using 5 defensive backs, 6 defensive back packages. Not exclusively, but way more than before. That was a nickel package there, and what a pickoff.
Why is that? Why are they using that more?
Because more people are throwing the ball on earlier downs than ever before. This has become a passing league, and because of that, more defensive backs on the field on most plays.
Point after, right down the middle. And that will take us to the end of the first half of play. So we reach halftime with it. And okay, so much for our halftime break. Apparently we're going to get right back to it. As they say here in London, all to play for as we are back underway in the second half. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. So here are the Bears to take over on offense. They're on a 3-game winning streak and right now looking good in this one as well. They'll start the third quarter with a run by Cohen. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Out of the gun, Daniel. That is caught by Cohen. A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. It's taken to the 26. It's a return of 4 following a 42-yard punt. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. So here are the Raiders now to take over. They were losers last week, dropping that game to the Indianapolis Colts. But the good news for them, they've got the lead right now and the football. 1st and 10. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now Carr to try again after the pick 6. Brought in over the middle by Grant. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Carr going to give it to Jacobs. And he's got a first down and then some at midfield. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Josh Jacobs, his 2nd touchdown on the season as his guys are back within a single score. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
They'll try to run it with Jacobs, and that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. So the defense gets the stop. I know it's situation to situation, but who has more pressure there, offense or defense, when they go for 2?
I truly believe it's the defense has more pressure because the offense has an entire playbook wide open from the 2-yard line. You can run it, you can throw it. So defensively, I think most teams are going to be aggressive and force the issue and try and bring pressure.
They'll start things on first with Tariq Cohen, and he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Here's Daniel. And down he goes. Brought down a Raiders sack.
Like how they've started the third quarter here. They force a punt on the first drive, and after this sack, it looks like they'll be forcing another one as well.
Absolutely. Maybe got their 2nd win coming out of the locker room. Here's Daniel. Finding Gabriel complete. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. First down for the Bears, a gain of 15. Daniel now 12 of 15 throwing the ball, 80% so far, and it's 1st and 10. And he's got a first down and then some at midfield. 30, 10, 5, touchdown, Chicago! Tariq Cohen, his 3rd touchdown now on the year as the Bears push further out in front. Solid job up front, really just a solid job all the way around to get that one in.
That was well executed, wasn't it? Well blocked, well run, end result, 6 points.
Touchdown. Extra point right down the middle. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Just a 4-play drive that time. And a long run there in the end to top it off. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at their own 27. To throw is Carr. The pass complete to Ryan Grant. The pickup goes for 16 and a Raider first down.
And another thing that makes a comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. A nice chunk of yardage picked up there.
There's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. A gain of 6 there on first. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Carr with a play fake to Jacobs. And that is intercepted by the all-pro safety, Eddie Jackson. And he'll take it across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
The Chicago first down there on a gain of 11. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. On first down, they go right back to Cohen. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. Daniel. Open man is Miller. He's got it. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 19. Daniel now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Out of the gun, running with Cohen. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
3rd quarter, and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
They try again with Cohen. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. Throwing on 3rd down. Daniel escaping the pressure. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Cleveland Farrell coming in to drop him for a loss of 8. And it also brings up 4th. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it, but it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
So chalk that down as an 8-play drive capped with a field goal.
Yeah, as a friend of mine used to say, they were moving and grooving for a while, but they couldn't keep the momentum going enough to get a touchdown out of it.
This one taken just inside the 10. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Here comes the Bears defense now back onto the field. They had the interception last time, led to a field goal.
And kept points off the board against them as well. What a great way to end a drive. Take it away and set your offense up to put points on the board themselves.
The only thing would have been better, a touchdown. Now they'll be looking to get the stop and lead to that here on the next drive. Now a nice play defensively on first down as this is knocked away and incomplete. Carr again here on 2nd and 10. And this is incomplete. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Shotgun now for Carr. That's complete to Richard, the running back. And he's going to get this to the 31, but that is still well short of what he needed.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. This is fielded inside the 5. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Bears take over. Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try and increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on 2nd and less than a yard. Again, it's Cohen. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They'll run on first down. It's Cohen. Shoves him away. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. Welcome back now here in London. It's Bears football here. They also have the lead as well as we begin quarter number 4.
18 Gator. Let's go, defense. Let's get out the field, defense. Tighten up.
They'll run on 2nd down with Cohen. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. A gain of 2 there on the heels of a 1-yard pickup on 1st.
Mike, 55.
To throw on 3rd down. Daniel looking deep for Gabriel. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. 75 yards receiving for him now. It's a first down. Boy, another big play late here for an offense, Charles, that certainly has had its fair share of big plays.
Coverage has been a problem all game long, and I would say that going along with that has been confidence. Because even if they had the right coverage, they've still dented them, and now it's been a real issue for them during this game.
The former Gamecock here. This is Mike Davis. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Mike Davis, his 4th touchdown on the year as the Bears push further out in front.
And while no one on the offensive line will get the 6 points next to their name, they should be credited with this one. Tremendous blocking to get the runner into the end zone.
Pinheiro now to add the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. That time a 6-play drive and was polished off by the touchdown run from the 16-yard line. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now the Oakland offense heading back onto the field to take over. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well.
else.
And maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off around the 41. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
60-yard.
The Bears take over first and 10 at the 39-yard line.
On first down, Cohen. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. All told, it's an even 30 and a first down.
Well, we're beyond the tone setting right now. This guy's been the bell cow all day, and they'll continue to rely on him to move the chains, drain the clock, and lead his team.
Daniel on first down, and this is incomplete. The incompletion there stops the clock. Any surprise they're throwing here late?
Ordinarily, yes, because you would think enough is enough. They've got plenty of lead, but I've seen this a bunch of...
Well, that's caught for a Bear touchdown. It's the tight end, Trey Burton. Trey Burton, his first touchdown on the year. And the Bears turn that interception into a touchdown. They had the lead in the fourth, but still passing. Finding the big target for the touchdown. Now that lead grows even more.
Everybody gets to join in the fun. You know, it doesn't have to just be the wide receivers catching touchdown passes. The tight end doesn't just have to do just the dirty work inside. He gets a chance to get into the end zone as well.
This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Raiders offense now making their way back out onto the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. No yardage to speak of whatsoever. Leads to a third down. They had the catch on second down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at third down here.
58, right over there, right over there. Yeah, yeah. Mike, 58, right there. Right.
From the gun, it's Carr. Gonna throw right side here, complete. And this will not get close to the first down marker as he's brought down at the 26. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up fourth down.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver, where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a first down.
The Bears in good field position to start out first and 10. They begin the drive on the ground with Cohen. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Oh, it's a jet sweep. Here comes Miller. Just a couple on the ground there, and that's going to bring up third and about 6.
Not your conventional play call, but that's okay. You probe the defense a little bit with some of everything in your playbook. That way they have to account for everything as the game moves on.
Open man there is Patterson, complete. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. 18 yards on that one, and Chicago has the first.
Right here.
First and 10 at the 41.
They'll run on first down. It's Cohen. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a second and 3.
I know that every now and then we get in those meetings with coaches, and you almost want to roll your eyes when they talk about staying on schedule when they're moving the football. But would you say a 7-yard run is ahead of schedule?
Fourth quarter with the lead, you love that, don't you?
No doubt about it, because staying on schedule is trying to get 4 downs on first down. They did that, plus 3.
So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. They run. This is Cohen. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. A gain there of 12 yards and a first down for the Bears.
Brendan, every great running backs coach I've talked with has always talked about when you have great vision, you're not consciously thinking about your cuts and your moves, you're just doing them. And I think that's what we're seeing tonight. He's about running them into submission, hasn't he?
You took the words right out of my mouth. I was just going to use that phrase. He has run them into submission.
Wave the white flag.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
We own them. 22 jet bomber, 22 jet bomber. Ready?
Now a shotgun handoff to Cohen. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Give him 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
And he's able to pick up the first down before he's tackled right at the 10. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
10 yards to go.
Go.
The first down carry for Davis. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. On 2nd down, it's Cohen. And he's going to battle his way down right around the 2-yard line. And he's able to get most of what he needed on the carry there. 7 yards on the gain, and it's 3rd and 2 now.
When you look at the geography we're staring at, this part of the field, don't you always think of big backs carrying the football, bruisers trying to pound it in? Instead, look.
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Is it okay if I break one of our rules, partner, which is to never call a game over until it's over? Because this certainly feels like it's over after that drive.
Yeah, that was spirit-crushing, wasn't it? And now you just kind of felt the air go out of the balloon.
Yeah, they were fighting so hard to stay in there, and they knew they had to stop them on that drive. But when they were unable to, I think you're exactly right. You could see them sag on their sideline, and I think this one might just be over.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Derek Carr and the Raiders set for their next possession. So, Charles, there are the numbers. What's happened here? Defensive adjustments that's caused him to sort of fall off a bit?
I think so. That has to happen. You've got to make some changes because in the first half...
And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. Khalil Mack make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. After the sack on first down, Carr. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that is intercepted by the All-Pro safety, Eddie Jackson. This spot in the 4th quarter with that deficit, had to throw the football. Unfortunately, there's the risk of big turnover.
And you know you're going to be throwing against nickel, dime, all sorts of exotic defenses, but you have to do it anyway. Ordinarily, you might want to run the football a little bit, try and get them out of it. But as you noted, this time of the game, this point on the clock, had to throw it.
And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10. They'll start with a give to Cohen. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Mark that down as a pickup of 13, and the Bears have the first. It's been an excellent day for him running the football, no doubt, as he continues to soar well past 100 yards.
Yeah, it almost feels like he can just grab his briefcase and head home after putting in a full day's work at the office, doesn't it?
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to